Former Railway Minister Liu Zhijun has given a suspended death sentence of 2 years reprieve for his role in a huge corruption scandal. Liu stood trial at Beijing No. 2 Intermediate People's Court on the 9th of June 2013 for accepting 64.6 million yuan in bribes between 1986 to 2011 and using his position to help 11 people win promotions and project contracts. Liu Zhijun was also accused of illicitly owning 350 flats, unreported shares, vehicles, misappropriation of public funds in railway construction, and also having 18 mistresses. In May 2011, Liu was expelled from the Chinese Communist Party for severe violations of discipline, dereliction of duty in the railway system, and also sexual misconduct.
Some people might question how exactly is this case brought to light. Liu's corruption scandal came to light for his involvement in Shanxi business magnate Ding Yuxin, owner of a company which was benefited greatly from China's high-speed railway construction. In February 2011, Liu was placed under investigation for alleged severe violation of discipline by Chinese Central Commission for Discipline Inspection, also known as CCDI, and was soon dismissed from his position as the railway minister on 25 February 2011. While Liu was put under investigation in July 2011, a high-speed rail accident in Wenzhou came right in time on 23rd of July, killing 38 people and injuring 192 people. Liu was further singled out as the incident's primary culprit, sparkling public criticism, further aggravating his misdeeds in the corruption scandal.
Corruption practices definitely brings in detrimental impacts in our society, and the corruption scandal against Liu is not an exception. Liu Zhijun has helped 11 people receive promotion and lucrative contracts, resulting in dereliction of duty. Buying and selling of government officials tarnishes the fair election process and also the reputation and image of the National Congress of the Communist Party of China. Nonetheless, the government officials who were granted positions would most likely build a system of confederacy for illicit economic gains, which is tremendously detrimental to social ethics and also the integrity of the People's Republic of China.
Firstly, the privilege of Guanxi practice facilitates the corruption case. Guanxi means connection of network. It has long existence. It is a social subculture that roots in the Confucian hierarchical society, where the foundation of social order is not the law, but the stability of social relations. In this case, officials who were closely affiliated with Liu were promoted. Besides, Liu also had close proximity with Ding Yuxin, a businesswoman in Shanxi. Ding helped Liu greatly in his corruption constructions in exchange for Liu's heavy investment in her company. Secondly, ineffective or non-restrictive law enforcement also facilitates the corruption. Nowadays, China is still influenced by the concept of rule by the people instead of rule of law. Although there are many regulations to strengthen the supervision of corruption, the regulations are still not clear enough. As a result, Liu started corruption since 1986 and remained uncovered for 25 years.
Thirdly, power centralized the Ministry of Railway is another condition facilitating the corruption. Ministry of Railway was separated from the Ministry of Transport. Since China believed that railway development was very important that it can enhance modernization, the railway development was highly encouraged by the central government. Therefore, much power was granted to the Ministry of Railway. It had the authorities of railway financing, construction, management, and inspection by its own. Liu Zhijun, being the top leader of such a powerful ministry, he can build an independent kingdom by using the authorities which was hardly inspected by the central government. Finally, low salary also leads to corruption. Liu may think that he was not well paid, so he had more incentives to corrupt. Also, money is needed to expand his corruption network and secure his position, but only salary is not enough. It leads to continuous corruption.
Firstly, as mentioned before, Guanxi has always been a condition facilitating corruption. Liu Zhijun used his Guanxi to complete the railway project. To solve this problem, we suggest forming a balance mechanism in each level of committee. It allows same-level officials to monitor their colleagues and report them. Once they find someone is using Guanxi for corruption, they can report the case to the Discipline Inspection Committee. To further solve the Guanxi culture between each official, China should create an objective set of standards for the selection and promotion of officials. It can enhance the transparency of the selection process and does not permit buying and selling of positions.
Secondly, to solve the problem of over-centralized power in Liu Zhijun's case, we suggest splitting the Ministry of Railway into half. Actually, it has been done by China after Liu Zhijun's case by splitting the Ministry of Railway into China Railway Corporation, which is responsible for commercial functions, and National Railway Administration, which is responsible for administrative functions. China Railway Corporation is supervised by the Ministry of Transport and National Railway Administration, while National Railway Administration is under the Ministry of Transport. This can avoid the power of an authority falling into one's hand. If someone tries to bribe the ministry, he has to bribe so many people because there are many supervisors after splitting it. It reduces the incentive for corruption because he has to pay a large amount of bribery to them. Also, there will be supervision from other authority, which hinders corruption in between different branches of the authority. We suggest doing the same to other over-centralized ministries.
Thirdly, to improve the ineffective law enforcement, two major methods are suggested. Creating an independent organization which is directly under the president, like ICAC, which is solely under the chief executive. If the vertical hierarchy in CCDI is demolished, the organization can act faster and be impartial during investigation. For disciplining corrupt officials who have escaped to other countries, extradition of laws with other countries should be imposed. This may increase the legal consequences of alluding to another country and potentially lower the intention of officials to be corrupted.
Finally, low salary has always been the reason for corruption in China. The salary is not enough for such high-level officials comparing to other countries. For example, Municipal Party Committee receives less than 200,000 renminbi yearly. By raising the salary to a reasonable level, officials don't have to look for bribery from other low-level officials. The incentive for corruption is lower. However, if officials get too much money, they may use the money to expand their corruption network and secure their position. This may lead to continuous corruption. Luckily, this can be solved by the method mentioned above.